Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of July right through the end of August 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see what is coming towards you. Also, I am opening up the competition to win a free personal reading from me. I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their career sector? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see regarding their money situation? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Okay, so there's definitely change going on in your career sector. There are better opportunities coming your way, but it feels like a lot. I feel like you've been pushed and pulled in many different directions. Things have been hard, and there may also have been many changes either in your company or in your career sector, your industry, and you're just trying to keep on top of things. This could manifest in the form of new policies, rules, regulations. For some of you, there could be some downsizing going on or some restructuring. For some of you, it feels like you are maintaining the status quo, that you are basically doing what you do day to day and more work is being piled on top of you. This could be due to some downsizing going on. It's almost like it's filtering towards you. Or if you're an entrepreneur, it just feels like your work, it's never done. It's just an endless cycle of repeat. I mean, your first card is change, wind, okay? And look at that image. It's like you are dealing with a lot right now. And I feel this is about you multitasking. It's about you taking on lots of projects. I mean, I really feel that you're going to be super busy over the next coming weeks and months. I also see some of you, you may have taken a vacation or booked a vacation for in and around your birth date. And it can be that if you've just come back from that, that suddenly you're back in the flow of doing. Maybe someone who was trained to do what you do, you've come back and you're like, oh, okay, they didn't do exactly what they're meant to do. And everything feels a little bit scattered and you're having to reorganize things. Or if you're about to take that vacation, it can be that you're trying to get everything done in quick time so that you don't run out of time before you go on that vacation. It could be that you're tying up loose ends there. But this card, as you can see, it just feels like there's a lot on your plate right now. Okay, now if you see the actual card, it's a train track. There's a lot going on in this card, to be honest, but there is a train track and there's like a little kind of break in the train track. So some of you, either you are in desperate need of a break because you're exhausted if you haven't taken that vacation yet, or some of you feel that, you know, the way of working has broken down in some way and you're currently looking at your path. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to reach your goals. I definitely see that you're on track to expand on opportunities, that you are still following your true purpose and your true life's north, but it may feel that something is either amiss or something just hasn't been working as efficiently as it used to. Now, this could be workers' morale. It could be a chain of command or a chain of events. You know, if you work in a company or you are an entrepreneur and you basically deal with services or goods, you know, supply chains, you could be noticing that there's a bit of a break in the supply chains and that things have been really difficult to be delivered or there's delays. It just feels like there's been a little bit of chaos going on, and it's almost like you've needed to pick up the slack in some way, and it's been difficult because this is your protagonist energy. You're like, oh my gosh, I've got a lot on my plate right now. It is so much. I feel like you're exhausted. And, you know, for some of you, because you have the adventure card, it's like you've got the south there and the north. For some of you, you are searching for direction. You're really tapping in to see if you feel like you're on the right path. I feel like you are on the right path, or after a period of feeling like you've been coasting or on autopilot, I feel there's an extra boost of motivation and morale to move towards your goals. You're going to accomplish them, that's for sure. But for some of you, you may hear of some news over the next coming weeks and months regarding major changes in your career sector, but ultimately it leads to opportunity for you. Also, with this card, I mean, it is number 24. When you reduce it, 2 plus 4, of course, is 6. So this is about needing to be flexible or maintain balance over the next coming weeks because things are going to be a little bit hectic, okay? Now, of course, this card, it can indicate that you are prepared for change in your career sector, or you are thinking about a change of direction, or it could be that you're approaching your work in a different way. But ultimately, you know, this card indicates that you are actually in a position of power, okay? I feel something is going to be different in your working environment. I mean, it could be something as small as if you work for a company, for example, and they normally have a fruit basket every month, you may notice an absence of that fruit basket. It could be that they are downsizing or, you know, basically budgeting, and you're noticing small changes that will lead to something larger later on. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you are basically preparing yourself for these supply chain problems or issues, and you're stockpiling, for example. But I really get a sense here that it is the protagonist energy. So you are changing something about the way that you work, so that it is more efficient, so that you manage stress levels, so that you're not under pressure so much, so that you can be more efficient and go from a scene like this, where you feel like you're pushed and pulled in many different directions, and go to a scene that's like this, calm, serene, you know, a window of opportunity available to you, and you're moving forward without any blocks in the way, and things are just going to get easier, okay? And I definitely see that that's what's happening for you. But we do have adventure south, and you know, it's in the resistance position when it's in this position, okay? So it's like you got it in the reverse. So this can indicate that there's nothing new going on in your working environment. There's a lot of change, and that can be new, but it feels like your tasks and responsibilities, they're the same. It just feels like same old thing, just a different day. However, you may feel that, you know, the pressure has increased, or there is more of what you need to do. It just feels like you're still doing the same thing. So some of you may feel that things are a little bit unexciting right now, or you may feel that in some way there's no opportunity for growth, okay? Because this is a card of adventure. This is a card of feeling that you want to explore new things or new avenues or new approaches in your working environment, but you may feel that there are some changes going on that you want to just hold on tight and just hope for the best. For some of you may be wondering, are you protected during these changes? The umbrella is there, which represents protections, especially in storms. So I feel, you know, you are protected and redirected at this time, because anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright. But some of you may be feeling that you want a change of scenery, or you want a change in the way that you work. Could be that you're putting yourself on courses of learning in order to upskill or move into a new pay grade, or give yourself better opportunities. If you feel like you've hit that glass ceiling, some of you may actually venture into uncharted territory and explore your options and, you know, open yourself up to a new role. Or, you know, this is a card of exploration. It's a card of going outside your usual parameters. So some of you may actually be asked to do something that is outside of your remit in your usual day-to-day tasks in the next 6 weeks. And I feel part of you is like, oh, I've already got a lot on my plate. However, I feel when you embrace this opportunity, it will lead to something else that's actually really exciting. So it could be like a boss, if you work in a company, asks you to do something and you're like, I'm already overstretched and I've got a lot on. But if you have like a can-do attitude, of course, healthy working practices are important. You may decide to say, you know what, I really love to do that. It's great, but I've just got this thing that's really critical on my plate right now. Once I finish that, I will absolutely embrace this project. So you could be diplomatically saying, I'm going to do this and I would love to do this, but also I do have a lot of other things that are critical at this time. However, if you embrace this, I feel it could be a test or it could be an opportunity that leads to something greater later on. So don't dismiss anything that comes your way. I feel having a can-do attitude actually helps you increase your wealth and also your status in some way and make you feel a little bit more fulfilled. Now, this card, of course, when it goes into the upright for you, this is a card of basically either educating yourself to challenge the status quo or open yourself up to taking a leap of faith in your career. Experiencing something new will help clear your mind and also, reignite your lust for your career. So some of you could be looking carefully about what it is that you do and see if there is something amiss or there's a missing ingredient, something perhaps you've been yearning to implement in your career. So you could have a really important conversation with your boss and say, you know what, I would love to take this course. It would really help the way that I work and it could really, help expand the business. And I feel you may be put on that course of learning because I feel like they want to nurture your career and help you grow through your position. But if you feel like you've hit a glass ceiling and there's no room for maneuver or opportunity, I see you looking elsewhere. And you're going to find a role that really utilizes your skill set, but also really appreciates what you bring to the table. If you're an entrepreneur, I feel like there's a lot going on right now and you may need to prioritize, because this card can indicate that some of you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with how much is on your plate. So some of you may go outside your usual parameters and perhaps outsource some of the things that you do, and it may actually take the pressure off a little bit. But your final card there, and this is the overarching energy, we will go into the Celtic Cross to see a little bit more. This is the card of expansion. So this is a very exciting card because it means that you are opening yourself up and being guided towards better opportunities. So this could be a promotion, could be a new project, could be a collaboration. But it means that you're overcoming obstacles. This is a card of obstacles, right? There's a lot going on. And this is a card of you coming out the other side, problem solving, taking necessary steps. And I feel that you are opening yourself up to your true life purpose. But also, there is some level of adventure going on in your career. So it could be, as I said, new way of working or a new practice or a new computer program or maybe even someone new who comes into your working environment or even connects to you from your industry if you're an entrepreneur and really shakes things up a little bit and really benefits you long term. This is a card of you being very goal-oriented, very productive, but in a healthy, peaceful way. Decluttering your mind. Sometimes when we say, okay, I know I got a lot on my plate, but if I write down 5 things on my list to do, rather than 10, then I won't feel so overwhelmed. And then I can work efficiently, get those 10 things done. And if I've got extra time, I can do a 6th or a 7th or an 8th. But if you look at a list and go, I've got 10 things to do. Oh my gosh, I've got no time. I need to make sure I do those things. And if you only accomplish 6, 7, 8 things on that list, those 2 things that didn't get done on the list, sometimes it really knocks your confidence, knocks the wind out of your sails and feels, I didn't get it done. It feels like you're trying to catch up with yourself. So I feel some of you are just revamping the way that you work right now so that you are more organized, more efficient, but also you manage stress levels in a different way. Also, this is number 1. You're putting your own needs first in a healthy working environment. So if you feel like you are working in an industry right now that does not value you or is toxic, I feel like you're removing yourself from that. Also, some of you may be able to have the luxury of time in order to declutter a desk or just get organized or just see where you're at on something so that you can really focus on the task at hand. But let's get straight to your reading, because this card indicates that, there's a lot of opportunity and potential for the next coming weeks and months. However, you are going to be very, very busy. So if you are super busy and about to take a break, you're going to love it. and it's going to bring a lot of peace and relaxation. It may even give you new ideas of how to expand on your business, or how to grow through your current position, or even walk away from something in order to embrace something better. Some of you with the Nine of Swords present, it can indicate that if you've come to this reading and you are currently looking for a new job and you haven't found anything, I feel like there is something new coming in. However, it's something that is a little bit different than what you're used to. So it could be in a sector that you really want to work in. However, I feel like there's this energy of you being a little bit out of your comfort zone, and it's really exciting, and it leads to new wonderful things. So I feel there's an energy here of you almost like having a trajectory to reach a goal, and suddenly you're having a bit of a plot twist. A new role shows up for you, and it leads to something greater. So if you are currently looking for a role, yeah, Six of Pentacles, there is a pleasant surprise that is coming towards you, something that you're not aware of just yet. So if you're even if you've been searching for a job for a long time, I feel there is some movement in that area, and you are going to be very, very busy. And yeah, you reach your goal. You get the job, you get the role, okay? But also I see a period of difficulty, of challenge is coming to an end. And some of you, it's that you're tying up loose ends on a project, you're finishing what you start. And some of you, this is basically you getting on top of things that perhaps felt a little bit overwhelming. So I feel, you know, you're going to reach your targets. There is some good news here, something that's going to surprise you, but you're going to absolutely love it. That's happening there. Yeah, Knight of Cups, you're going to love it. This is about following your heart. Some of you may actually walk away from something in order to embrace something new that is attached to more money. Okay, so I definitely see that you're going to be working hard, investing a lot of your energy into your ambition, into changing your circumstances. We've got the Tower there. We've got the Page of Wands. Even more good news, this is an adventure. We've got the Ten of Swords. Remember, Ten of Swords, it can indicate the end of a difficult time and the beginning of a fresh new start. But I just want to take another card there, Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is about you valuing your skill set. So if some of you have been made redundant, or you lost your job, or you've come to this reading and you're searching for a new role, I see you getting a new opportunity that makes you feel really fulfilled, and also there's a lot of money attached to it, or an increase in some way. So let's get straight to your cards there. We've got the Nine of Swords. This is your current position. Some of you are feeling like there's a lot on your plate. You're exhausted. You can't sleep. Some of you got a lot on your mind right now. You feel something needs to change. Some of you may be hoping for divine intervention financially, and I see that happening for you as well. I see that there is going to be a resource sent to you, but I also see that you're going to take the necessary steps to put yourself in a position to receive this resource. This could be a new role, or it could be a bonus, or even a benefit if you are basically looking for work. There could be something that's on offer to help you. But the Nine of Swords, it's a card of feeling a little bit out of your depths or worried about something. And for some of you, it could also indicate that you're a little bit nervous or anxious because there's been so much change. If your industry is changing, or the way that the job is unfolding is changing, you could feel a little bit worried about a cycle coming to an end. But I get this energy that you're moving into something greater. I mean, if you look at the reading from my perspective, you're going from Knight of Cups energy to Queen of Cups. You're staircasing in some way, and the King of Pentacles is like the goal is to get a large financial package for the job that you do, step into a either managerial role or be an independent entrepreneur and increase your finances, to be really financially savvy. And I see that you will reach your goal. The World card tells me that you're going to achieve whatever it is you set out to, but there's some nice surprises along the way. So if some of you have been a little bit nervous about something coming to an end, especially if you're a freelancer, for example. You may be like, okay, where's my next paycheck coming from? I feel like you're someone who's totally invested in your career. There is the opportunity for you to get some news that you're going to really love and follow your heart. But also there is another role on the way for you, which is the beginning of a new project, but it's something that it feels it's more in alignment with your purpose. Okay, so if you're a freelancer and you're a little bit nervous right now about the world and the economy and your industry, know that things are going to take a turn for the better. However, I do see that there are some challenging moments, but you've got this. Okay, I got to be honest with you. You've got the winds of change, and you've got the Ten of Swords there, and the Nine of Swords. So something that you're worried about. For example, for some of you, it could be that someone is leaving your industry and they may have been a gateway to a working practice being really smooth or a pleasant place to be, but you may feel that whoever takes over their position, it may not be the same. For some of you, it could be that the company that you work for is merging with another company. There's new contracts available or different working practices, and you're like, how is this going to affect me? Some of you may even be seeing redundancies or downsizing going on in your industry. Even if you're an entrepreneur and you're just like battening down the hatches and preparing for change and saying, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I'm a little bit concerned. And I feel ultimately at the end of it with that Queen of Cups there, you have nothing to worry about, okay? Now, also, the Nine of Swords is an energy of, really brainstorming. So if you've had some issues or problems in your career sector, perhaps an invoice hasn't been paid and you have to chase it, or perhaps you've been dealing with someone who hasn't been pulling their weight in a partnership or in the office, if you work in an office. I feel like there is a readdress of the balance, okay? The Six of Pentacles is in the crossing position. Anything that hasn't been fair is going to be rectified. It is going to be readdressed. So I feel things will be a little bit more balanced there. Also, I feel that if you've been struggling with something, there is a more peaceful time ahead. As you move into August, things just get a little bit nicer in the energy, and I feel the universe is sending you a resource. Whenever you get the Six of Pentacles, it means a nice surprise from the universe. It's normally financial in nature, so it seems to be attached to this Knight of Cups is what I'm seeing. So there could be an offer or an opportunity for some of you. I feel there is definitely a raise coming here, an increase in finances, especially since you've got that King of Pentacles there. But also I feel there is an opportunity that you're going to love. It could be a dream job. So if you're deciding to stay where you're at, although looking at the energy, some of you are thinking about leaving a position because you feel that there's just a lot on your plate and you may feel the wages are not reflected in the work that you do. So you may be actually readdressing the balance yourself by being the change that you want to see. So suddenly you may decide to leave a position in order to value your skill set and, do something that you really love, and it will be very lucrative. So I feel some of you are making some radical changes and you may feel a little bit nervous. You may feel that perhaps because so much is changing right now, that you perhaps should stay where you're at. But remember, I feel following your intuition and following your hunches, I feel you will move into a role or a sector that you feel is right for you. So if you're deciding to leave a position, if you're working for a company, you may be putting your resume out there on the sly and you're going to get an opportunity and it'll be yours. You'll secure the deal before you actually move into the role. For some of you, you've just secured that deal and you're giving in your notice. You're leaving, and you may shock a lot of people by leaving, but ultimately you're following your heart and you're doing what's best for you, okay? Now, for the rest of you who want to stay where you're at, I feel things just get a little bit easier. You find solutions to any problems there. I also see someone giving you a gift. Now, of course, if you were a beautiful Cancerian who was born in June, of course, and you had your birthday in June, then you may have received a gift from somebody at your working environment. If not, I feel like there's one to come. I think I mentioned this in your monthly reading. I'm seeing a gift being offered to you. This could be a gift of knowledge. It could be an opportunity that's gifted to you, but also it could be like, a birthday cake, or, a muffin or a card. So I feel like there is something being offered to you that makes you smile. So for some of you, you may actually just find it on your desk if you work for a company. If you are someone who is an independent worker and you're an entrepreneur, it could be a client sends you a token of appreciation. Now, I'm just going to move away from the energy because on the earthly plane, this is the position that is below you. The World card indicates that you're going to be very goal-oriented and you will reach your goals. Anything you start, you will finish this month. Yes, you're going to be very busy, but this is a card of success. This is a card of having a deeper understanding of your role. And if there's anything that you don't like about it, I feel you may actually, I'm being given this energy of a problem shared is a problem halved. So some of you may actually confide in someone in your working environment about something being difficult, and this person may put in a good word for you and things may change. This could be an HR kind of meeting for some of you, but ultimately I feel this is about you taking necessary steps to really enjoy what you do. And if you feel like you're not following your heart right now, you are readdressing the balance. But the World card, it also indicates that you're going to be in the right time, the right place, and the right opportunity is about to be bestowed upon you. So this could be that you win a lucrative deal or you win an opportunity, whether it's a promotion. We've got the King of Pentacles here, so this can indicate that, you're someone who's established as being really good at what you do. You're a hard worker, you're ambitious, you're being practical, and you are utilizing your intelligence to secure either more money or, an important deal or an important promotion there. Some of you, I feel this energy of really wanting to just reignite that spark for what you do. And the World card, it's all about balance, it's about harmony, but it's also about you kind of wondering where you belong in the career environment. So it could be that you feel you should stay where you're at if there is opportunities for you to rise through the ranks. But if you feel that there is no opportunities, you may be deciding to end a cycle in order to move elsewhere. Also, the World card can be travel. So it can be that you're about to take that vacation if you haven't already. And some of you beautiful Cancerians are thinking about moving overseas. It could be that you're relocating. Or if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you are trying to go international with your clientele, or maybe even emigrate or just migrate your business to another company so that you can implement structures that benefit you and your company long term. Now, of course, the World card can also indicate that some of you are keeping a tight rein on your finances, but also you may be keeping an eye on the world economy and basically making decisions that will affect you and your family long term. You're securing your finances. You may be looking at where you house your finances with that King of Pentacles, or getting advice on where to house finances or how to utilize your acquisitions and your investments. And you're basically securing what it is that you have, protecting your assets. So it could be that you're making sure that wherever you house your finances, it's not above a certain amount because it's not actually covered by license. It's not insured should there ever be like an economic fluctuation or, a crash, for example. So I feel like you're being really financially savvy. The Four of Pentacles tends to tell me that you're in a secure position. You're going to be able to hold on to your savings, and it also tells me that you are building a savings pot, maybe for some sort of change that you are trying to implement. Some of you may be deciding to launch your own business because we've got the Queen of Cups there. You're very creative, you're very talented, and you may be looking at your skill set to go independently. But ultimately, that Four of Pentacles, it's in a past position, so it tends to tell me that, you're going to build upon the secure finances that you have, but also this is a card that asks questions. It's really like, are you holding on to something that is chaotic, like a role that you're doing, or a way of working that is really chaotic and robbing you of peace of mind, or is not a healthy way to work? And is there an easier way? So I feel some of you could be letting go and exploring other options at this time. And some of you, because the Four of Pentacles, it can indicate some of you are thinking about going into real estate or working from home. So these may be ideas that are floating around right now, or some of you have already started a business from home and you may see some movement in that area over the next coming weeks financially. Now, what is above you? The Page of Cups. When you apply it to a career or money reading, this is about following your bliss, but it's also about you looking at what you have to offer, and you bring a lot to the table of life and your career and opportunity, and I feel like you are going to be offered something. Part of you doesn't really want to focus on the money. Money, of course, is important. You want to pay bills, you want to save for the future, for you and your family, but ultimately this is about you having a sense of fulfillment in whatever it is that you do and loving what you do. Now, also, some of you, and this may not resonate with everyone, but if you're single, there is a potential for someone new to come into the working environment, and there is an instant attraction with this person. So there is a potential for a flirtation or even a relationship if you want to be with this person. I mean, I feel like if you're single, you're so ready to fall in love, but I feel with that Ten of Swords there, I feel for some of you, you are erecting healthier boundaries, and I feel part of you's like, I'm not sure if I want to enter into something romantic in the working environment, because I feel like, you know, you value your position, and although love is love, you may make a decision where you're like, you know what, actually, I want love outside of work. So it could be that you have something to think about there. You'll make the decision that you want to make, of course, but I feel for a lot of you, there could be some romance in the working environment. Could also be a client that comes in. Doesn't mean that it has to be someone you work with. If you're an entrepreneur, it could mean if you are single, you come into contact with someone who basically is interested in more than your goods and services, okay? So I feel you may have to make a decision on that as to whether you want to put a stop to the romance bit and be really professional, or if you're mixing business with pleasure, that's your call. But ultimately, this is the near future. You're being offered something that you're really going to love, that's actually going to help you make progress in your career. Because, you know, as you can see, oh, you probably can't see that, but it's really tiny there. There is a river that flows. So that means that you're in the flow of your dreams. You're following your true north. So I feel, you know, something could come in that helps you elevate or staircase in your career. Yeah, I feel there's some news about an opportunity. The Page of Cups, as you can see, a fish pops out of the cup. It's like your dream becomes a reality, and it's a surprise because it feels like it happens quite quickly, actually, and you have to make a major decision quite quickly. So look out for that. I feel don't feel pressured into making a decision, because you'll know when the moment is right to either launch something or accept something. But I feel something is coming in that changes the way that you work. Something big is ending. So it doesn't have to be that your role is ending and you're moving into a promotion. Although I do see that for some of you happening, there's a really great opportunity that leads to greater status there. But it could be the end of a working practice. So for example, it could be that if you've utilized a certain computer software for the last couple of years, suddenly it may have run its course and they implement a new system. Or it could be the way that you file documents change, or policies, rules, regulations change in your industry, and you have to be really flexible to navigate it. Now, it can be that at first you feel a little bit like, oh gosh, not another new system, or this is really frustrating. But when you get to use it a little bit more, you'll see actually it's more beneficial to you, and it means that you are more efficient and in the flow, and it's just easier. It may even just require a few buttons or tapping into a few system thingies, and you're like done. And it gives you more time to be creative or focus on more important things. Now, this is your advice to yourself in this moment. More money. You want to increase your finances. Of course, you want to feel like you're adding value to whatever it is that you do, that you are needed in your role. And I definitely see that you are needed. You're someone who's established yourself as being really invested, a hard worker. You're someone who is really reliable. But also, I feel, of course, you need to feel that you're fulfilled in your role, but also you want to increase your finances. So some of you could be deciding to launch a business or become an entrepreneur, but this is, basically your ambition to really reignite that spark for what you do and be serious about your goals and work hard towards them. This card also can indicate that you're going to have a little bit more administrative tasks over this month, and you're going to be extra busy doing some things that perhaps have built up over time. Maybe you've been prioritizing other things, and then this month, the next 6 weeks or so, it's going to be an opportunity for you to, get those tasks and responsibilities done. Now, the Tower is in the external circumstances outside yourself. So there's a bit of a shock happening here. I'm going to pull a card and see what it is. Some shocks are not negative. They can be a pleasant surprise that suddenly this opportunity is coming towards you, or suddenly there's an array of opportunities. Remember, your outcome card is expansion. It means you're heading in the direction that you want to head in. So I'm just going to pull a card with that Tower. It can also indicate some of you have been feeling a bit stuck, that it's the same old thing, just a different day, and that you've been going round and round in circles, almost on autopilot. You felt complacent. Sometimes we can get comfortable in a role and we accept less than we truly deserve, or things start to build up and we think, you know what, I'm not inspired, I need some sort of change. So it can mean that you need to launch something new or take a leap of faith, or, basically you're going to be nudged by the universe to take a new opportunity that is more exciting. Sometimes the Tower can represent an energy of, if you stay where you are and you're feeling stuck or unmotivated, things will get to a critical point where you must change. And if you do not, the universe will actually send, an event that pushes you out of your comfort zone to take the next steps. These two figures, they realize it is better to take a leap of faith than to stay where they are, because the universe has put some extra pressure to make some change. So I feel some of you could be looking at that in your own career sector right now. It could also be that you're getting back into the flow of working after being on a vacation, and you feel like you've come back to earth with a bump because you've got to just get back in the flow of working. So something's being offered to you. It's a surprise. You're not expecting it. The Four of Cups can indicate that you're feeling a bit bored with the same old thing, but also that you're dreaming of an opportunity and suddenly it arises for you. This is a card that indicates the universe conspires on your behalf and will not disappoint you. Some of you may have also felt that something didn't go the way you'd hoped for and you didn't get what you expected. However, something else is coming your way. Now, we've got the King of Wands there. The King of Wands is an influencer. It is an energy of taking charge of your circumstances. It's also a leadership role. Some of you may actually turn something down in favor of something else. And I feel like you choose to follow your heart because there's energy here of duality. A couple of opportunities, you get to choose which one is right for you. And I feel like it's going to be very rewarding for you. Also, the King of Wands is to be inspired. Some of you are literally launching entrepreneurial ships, or you are your own boss and you're going to have extra inspiration and you are influencing your circumstances and being confident in your skills. I mean, the King of Wands being present with this Four of Cups, it can also mean don't be closed off to new ideas or new ways of working because they will benefit you in the long term, okay? I'm also being given this energy that you are a pro. I mean, you're showing up very strongly in King energy, male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. You're established at what you do. You're really gifted. You're really talented. You're a linchpin. And even though you may feel, unappreciated or underestimated sometimes, I feel like you are someone who is valued. So, and if you feel like, this card is also giving me major energy of, hitting that glass ceiling or smashing through that glass ceiling and reaching better opportunities. It could be a paradigm shift where suddenly, you have a bit of a wake-up call in your career and you're like, you know what, actually, I don't love it anymore. I want to do something else, or I want to go off in a different direction, or I want to expand in a different way. Some of you, if you're an entrepreneur and you've been doing something that works, you'll have a formula that really works in your industry, and suddenly you're like, yeah, the formula is working and I'm not really going to change it. However, I want to diversify, or I want to expand. So this could be that you are opening up new lines to bring in more money. Now, this is your hope and a fear. Page of Wands is, an energy of being excited, motivated, but also there's some news coming here. So it could be that you get some really great news and it leads you to a better opportunity. Some of you are investigating, an idea, and you are going to act on it, launch it. It's the beginning of something really purposeful. But also this is about you, reigniting that spark. And I definitely see, the fear here is that, you don't mind doing something day to day. And sometimes we all get a little bit bored with the same old tasks. But it could be that you don't want to be stuck in something. You want to feel like you're adding value, but also that you're making progress in some way. But there's a lot of pages here. And we've got that Ten of Swords. So this tells me that some of you either could be embracing a new direction, or you are, spinning off into a different arena or a different sector, but the goal is still the same. So I definitely see that, you will accomplish whatever it is you set out to do this month. Now, Ten of Swords, I'm going to pull a card on it because anything that comes to an end, it is a gateway to a new beginning. And this card is like a gateway towards something that is going to be very rewarding for you. And the Queen of Cups is a Cancerian card, so it basically means that you are going to love what you do. You may sit with an opportunity that is offered to you, but it may mean you end something, give in your notice, or turn something down in favor of something else. So let me just pull a card on that, because the Queen of Cups is an energy of doing something that you love, or being rewarded for doing something that you love, and you kind of being curious about where it could lead. King of Wands, again, taking charge, leadership role. For some of you, this could also be a passionate encounter in your working environment. I've already mentioned that. The Fool card, fresh new start. But it can also be a fresh way of working, or influencing the way that you work so it feels fresh, that it has more potential to expand. So I definitely see here that there is a new beginning, whether it's a new project. Maybe some of you are utilizing a new service provider, or you are investigating a new service provider that will benefit your business long term. Maybe that you are able to save a little bit of money, or maybe you have some new practices coming in. There's definitely change happening here, but I feel you will enjoy the changes because they put you in a position of authority. And I feel also that you are able to enjoy what you do, because the Fool card is a card of fun. It's a card of, taking a leap of faith, taking a chance, investigating a new way of doing something that makes you feel fulfilled in some way. Okay, so I would definitely say a lot of you have an opportunity coming your way, even more than one that you're going to have to choose from. You're going to pick the one that's right for you, of course. There is a little bit more money attached to it. It may come as a surprise, is what I see. But also, I feel some of you, there's some sort of international energy. So it could be that there's news from overseas, or it could be that your company is merging overseas, or there is some sort of shift that is on a global scale. It feels positive, okay? So finally, we've got New Heights, we've got Overcome, and we've got Construct, okay? I want to address this one first because it is a tower. So Tower of Power it has here. So this indicates that you're in a powerful position. It says here, corporate, high-ranking, building, banking, pinnacle, and being on top. Okay, maybe even being on top of the world there. Okay, so I feel there is something that puts you in a very interesting position where you feel secure, but also you're building your empire and building your finances as well. We've also got Overcome. Okay, so any of these obstacles or these challenges, you will overcome them. A way is being made clear for you. It says here, beating financial struggles. You must change your tack in some way, adapting or conquering, transformation. There is a butterfly right there. And of course, we have new heights. And new heights is about climbing the ladder of success, steady climb, solid ground, enduring a situation, exceeding expectations. So you're going to feel really proud of yourself. You're going to get a lot done. It's going to be a busy time for you, but a rewarding time as well. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune for you. Now, some of you, if you want to enter the competition, all you have to do to win a free personal reading is find a moment of quietness, although that will be hard because you're going to be super busy. But if you can find that moment of quietness, please play a song called You're the Voice by John Farnham, and then write in the comments section below, I stand strong with an attitude of gratitude. Music, of course, it raises vibrations, and we are currently at a critical point in the world where raising vibrations is very important. And if you don't like the song that my guides gave you, please choose one that really resonates with you more, because the effect will be the same. And what's really important is raising vibrations. That's all I really care about, okay? Making sure that we raise those vibrations and try and change the energy in the world at this moment in time, and for a brighter future there as well. So when you're listening to whatever song it is that you want to listen to, hopefully you do listen to You're the Voice at some point, though, because it is quite a nice song. It's not my usual style of song, but I can see the benefit of it. Now, all you have to do is listen to the song, whatever it is, and write in the comments box below at the same time, because there will be an energetic connection between the two, and then my guides will point me in the direction of one subscriber to win the free personal reading. And make sure your notification bell is on, because I will announce the competition winner at the end of the month. Okay, now your final trinkets or runes, we have the Angel Orb, and this is all about guidance, being secure in your position, but also divine intervention, that there is an opportunity being offered to you, and also that you're protected during difficult times. We have the Mask. So this can represent a hidden opportunity. For some of you, there could be a work event that you attend where there is like a fancy dress or something, or perhaps you see someone in a new light in the month of August in particular. I mean, looking at your cards, apart from the Tower, I feel like there isn't anything really like negative there. We've already clarified that Tower. It feels really positive for you, but this could be that you're being more authentic to who you are in the working environment. If you feel like you're working in a place that really kind of crushes your ideas or doesn't encourage you to grow in your role, then perhaps it's time to seek an opportunity elsewhere. And finally, we have the Human rune. So this is about the self. So this is about you basically looking at your identity in your working practices. Also, it's a creative rune, so I feel like you are going to be very productive, but you'll also be deep in thought about the next steps and how to increase money. A lot of you are thinking about second streams of income, whether that's something that you can do from the home space. Maybe you're decluttering your home space and, putting stuff online that perhaps you've outgrown and getting some more money in that way, or you're actually launching an endeavor that's going to be very lucrative. And some of you may be thinking about taking up seasonal work or some freelance work as well. But if you're looking for an opportunity, I feel there are two coming in. Almost feels like three. I don't know why it almost feels like three. So maybe there's something that's like it's coming your way, but then you're like, no, it's not for me. So you bat it away. But I feel like you'll make a decision between two roles, and you're going to love the choice. And there's a little bit more money attached to it too. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, and love and light.